Hey, what's up, world? It's Mr. Mokaciá Clothing, www.mokacia.com. Make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel, Mokaciá 504. That is Mokacia 504. Here I am, Marine Mamba, the USMC Beast, Mr. 504 to the Me Show, the Gumbo Warrior. Coming at you again with another Mokaciá Motivational Monday for you. Oh man, it's been crazy, right? So, what can I tell you? So, I'm gonna tell you a little story. You take it for what it's worth for the rest of your week, all right? So, there was a tribe of mighty warriors. And the mighty warriors, they were excellent at pretty much everything. And the chief of the tribe was the mightiest warrior of them all. But he began to get older, and he wanted to pass it on to one of his 3 sons. So he had a tournament that is traditional in their tribe to signify the new chief of the tribe, the grand warrior of them all. You would have to go up this large, steep mountain, and the true leader will get to the top. And by the time the leader gets to the top, based on the time that they were going up, the clouds would part and the sun would shine on this specific spot at a specific time. So he brought his 3 sons in, and he told them, it's time for me to transfer this over to you all. I've had my turn, I've had my time, and now it's time for you all to follow in my footsteps. Well, the 3 sons were like, well, hey, of course, we got you, Dad. We're gonna do it. We're the mighty warriors of the tribe. All of them were well respected in the army for the tribe, and of course the whole tribe. So then one of the sons, he was like, okay, well, Dad, what do you gotta do? You gotta go to the top of the mountain, and you gotta get there. And when you get there, the whole tribe will know that you are now the mightiest warrior of the tribe, and you will become the heir to the throne. Well, one of the sons, he asks, well, okay, sounds pretty simple. We're all fit, we're all strong. So basically, first one to the top gets it. The dad was like, well, it's a steep climb. It's rugged. It presents a lot of challenges. Also, your fellow warriors will begin their archery and shoot arrows and throw stones to add to the challenge. But you have to, no matter what's going on, you have to push through. Well, one of the sons, he was like, you know what? If you just not gonna give it to me, like, I'm stronger than these other 2, but if I gotta go through all that, well, I'll just stay here at the bottom and shoot arrows at them. And once I take them down, I'll just take it, because there will be no other heirs other than me. So then the second son, he just shook his head and he said, I'm stronger than both of these guys, and I'm willing to take on a challenge because I'm faster and I'm stronger, and nobody will be able to get a rock at me or an arrow at me. And even if it gets close, I'm gonna knock it off because I'm strong and I'm mighty. So the second son, he took off up the mountain, and he was strong, he was mighty. And they began to throw the stones, and the archers began to rear back and let the arrows fly. Well, as he's going through it, he's jumping over the obstacles and going through stuff, and he got hit by a stone, and he got pissed, got mad. So he kept going. Then another stone hit him, And then an arrow landed right next to his face. Of course, his brother shot that arrow. So then, instead of continuing on his journey, he decided to pick up stones along the way and start throwing them back. He started throwing stones, and he started taking arrows that he had, and he began to fire back. And he couldn't keep up with the amount of arrows and stones that kept going his way. And eventually, he wound up taking a knee before he could make it to the top. The next sun went up, and same thing. He just kept going through. Stones was getting thrown at him. He wasn't as fast as the other brothers, so he got hit by a bunch of stones pretty good. And he stumbled a few times, you know. He even bled a little bit, but he kept going because he kept remembering the words that his dad said. He's like, get to the top. The sun is gonna shine on you. So he kept hitting him. He was falling, and he got to the spot where his brother was, and his brother was still on the knee, and his brother was ashamed, and his brother was in his feelings, you know, and he told him, it's gonna be okay. Drop the stones and keep going. So the older brother, he didn't drop the stones, but he did get up off a knee and he kept going. And they were going side by side, stones still coming, arrows still going. The terrain was still rough. And eventually the older brother began to slow down again. The younger brother was like, come on, we can do it. He's like, I can't go anymore. He told him, he said, man, if you just drop those stones, you can keep on going. You'll be all right. The brother said, I can't let him go because I got to defend myself. Even though if I may not make it to the top, I will never stop fighting. The younger brother was like, if you let the stones go, you can fight more and longer. The older brother didn't listen. So eventually, the gap between the younger brother and the older brother began to go further. The younger brother noticed that he was by himself and he was getting closer to the top because the clouds were really, really thick and he really couldn't see. But he could no longer hear the tribe. All he could hear was just the whistle of those arrows. And he could hear the stones hitting the side of the mountain. But he couldn't hear them anymore. And he kept going. He was discouraged because he just couldn't see the top. But his words of his father told him to keep going to the top. Well, as the brother continued to go to the top, the fog and the clouds began to dissipate. And the sun came out. The sun shined on the sun. The sun looked down at himself and he noticed he had many scars, many bruises across his body. But he also noticed he made it to the top. So, not sure how you take that story. I'm not sure how you're gonna feel about it. But focus on that this week. Continue on your journey. Continue on your path. It's gonna be bumps and bruises. It's gonna be a lot of things. You're gonna want to fight back. Sometimes just continue moving forward. It's the best defense and offense that you can have for yourself. Sometimes you're gonna have to let some of those old stones go because they're holding you down and you don't even realize it. You think you're moving, but all you're doing is slowing and lagging yourself down because you're holding on to that animosity. You're holding on to that grudge. You're not clearing things up. You're living in your feelings. You feel like you gotta defend yourself because people attack you. Regardless how strong or powerful or smart you are, somebody's always gonna hate on you. Keep moving forward because eventually the sun is gonna shine on you. But always remember the journey that it took you to get to the top. look down at those scars and see you're blessed, man. Hey, peace and blessings. Gotta get back on this run. Gotta get to the house. Gotta get ready for work. Get your grind. Peace and blessings. Have a great, beautiful, wonderful, motivated weekend. Mr. 504 to the world. You understand me? Go get that book, Gumbo Warrior, Recipe of a True Leader. Gotta go. I'm out.